You don't need more motivation. You need to rewire your brain, because the man you were meant to become is buried under years of dopamine abuse. And it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. This isn't just about quitting porn. It's about reclaiming your power. Through the neuroscience of self-mastery, this is how NoFap rewires your brain and changes your life forever. Every time you scroll, every time you click, every time you reach for pleasure instead of purpose, you reinforce a neural loop, one that keeps you weak, distracted, and docile. Dopamine is not the enemy, but the abuse of it is. Modern society has hijacked your reward system. It floods your brain with high-intensity stimuli, without requiring effort, without requiring courage, without requiring pain. It gives you the illusion of achievement, while robbing you of actual progress. Now imagine this: your ancestors fought wars, built empires, explored uncharted lands, all without dopamine on demand. Their rewards came from survival, from honor, from pushing the edge of death. Now we get hits from pixels, from fake bodies, from fake likes, from fake victories in virtual worlds. Your brain is ancient. It wasn't built for this. It doesn't know the difference between a real woman and a high-definition video, between a hard-earned reward and a shortcut. And this confusion, this mismatch between your biology and your behavior, is what NoFap begins to fix. Because when you stop the hits, your brain panics. It screams for its fix. It doesn't understand the silence. That's why the first few days feel like hell. That's dopamine withdrawal. You feel numb, empty, unmotivated, flatlined, not because you're broken, but because your receptors are healing. Your brain is recalibrating. It's shedding its addiction to novelty and learning to find joy in effort again. And that's the magic. Your brain stops chasing cheap highs and starts craving real rewards. The gym becomes satisfying, building a business feels good again, looking someone in the eye hits deeper than any screen ever did. Here's the science: dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It regulates desire, motivation, and reward. Every time you overstimulate it, your brain down-regulates its receptors, meaning you need more to feel less. And porn is one of the most intense dopamine spikes there is, worse than sugar, worse than drugs. It's not just the nudity, it's the novelty, tab switching, endless scenes. It hijacks your reward system, turning you into a junkie, not for sex, but for pixels. Over time, your baseline dopamine levels drop. You feel lazy, anxious, unmotivated, because nothing else compares to the high you've been feeding your brain. Even real women feel dull. And that's the cost of abusing the system that once made kings out of men. NoFap breaks the cycle. It doesn't remove dopamine. It restores its natural rhythm. You feel the dip, then the storm, then slowly the clarity. You begin to notice beauty again, not lust, but beauty. You start waking up with purpose. You feel a fire you forgot existed. You begin to fight urges, and in the battle, you build character. That character is the foundation of discipline, and discipline is how men become legends. The longer you retain, the deeper the rewiring. Your dopamine receptors become sensitive again. You start to feel alive from life itself. And here's something most don't know. Dopamine doesn't just make you feel good. It drives your ambition. It tells your brain what's worth chasing. And when you teach it that purpose is more rewarding than pleasure, you become unstoppable. But it won't be easy. You'll relapse, you'll doubt, you'll suffer, but each time you get back up, you deepen the groove, you solidify the new path. And that's all rewiring is, replacing one loop with another. It's not about perfection. It's about direction. Every day you choose discomfort over dopamine. You reclaim another inch of your manhood. And in time, those inches become miles. And those miles transform you. You'll notice the changes. Your voice deepens. Your gaze sharpens. Women look at you longer. Men respect your energy, not because you brag about NoFap, but because they feel your presence. They feel that something's different, and that something is your power returning home. That's what this journey is about. Not just quitting a habit, but forging a new identity, reforging the mind, rebuilding the soul. The world is sick with stimulation. Every app, every click wants a piece of your dopamine. And if you don't guard it, they will own your mind. You were not born to be a slave to your urges, to your phone, to your cravings. You were born to conquer them. NoFap is the rebellion against the machine, against the system, against the part of you that chooses comfort over greatness. You don't need more motivation. You need to rewire your brain. And once you do, the man who emerges on the other side is unrecognizable, unstoppable, and fully awake. You don't need more motivation. You need to rewire your brain, because the man you were meant to become is buried under years of dopamine abuse. And while that wasn't your fault, it is your responsibility. This isn't just about quitting porn. It's about reclaiming control over your life by understanding the wiring inside your own mind, because what you chase is what you become. Let's be clear. We live in a world built to hijack your reward system. Apps, porn, food, games, all designed to flood your brain with dopamine, with no effort, no purpose, no pain. That's not just a distraction. It's a trap. Every time you choose pleasure over purpose, you reinforce a neural loop that weakens your drive and poisons your will. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real woman and a high-definition video, between real connection and instant stimulation. And that's where it all begins. The rewiring. Because dopamine isn't the enemy. Dopamine is the currency of your focus, your ambition, your motivation. But when abused, it becomes a drug, and you become a slave. Thank you for listening. Consider subscribing.